Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Chica the God Man. We're doing Hardcore Leveling Warrior Season 2, Episode 60. This was a really interesting chapter because we learned more about the number 2 rank hero. We learned not a lot about Nightmare. It was also a really short chapter, so there's not much to actually talk about. So if you know, in the last chapter, we had. I'm sorry that it's so dark, man. The lighting here is a bit different than in my room. I'm away if you didn't notice. Make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, all that shit, by the way, because we're trying to reach 600, baby. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, the last chapter, basically, we had the nightmare version of, um, excuse me, the number 2 ranker. And she thought she's like a beast. She can handle anything. So she pulled up to her regular version, and then she tried to attack with her powers and shit. But Giga have like anti nightmare shit on them because Giga have hella hacks. So she essentially has her Jin is basically like she puts you once you attack her, she puts you in a chess game, and you can't attack her unless it's her turn, your turn, sorry. And if she attacks you, like it's like chess essentially, you know what I'm saying? And she obviously knows what's happening. She knows where the chess pieces are. She knows everything. So you are at a disadvantage automatically. And it's weird that her nightmare version doesn't know this, unless it's a relatively new skill. But you would think she would know it because she activates her Jin straight away, but yet they have like completely different Jins. I'm a little confused because I thought the Nightmare version is just you, but just Nightmare with a different attitude, different stuff, but the same exact powers. That's why Choco Bibi's Nightmare version was trying to reflect his abilities, but obviously Choco Bibi had learned new abilities after fighting him the first time and figured out ways to counteract that and advance that beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a weird one, a weird situation here where it's like this one clearly doesn't know anything about her own person. She didn't even know about the bishop. She didn't know, like, they don't even have the same pawns. They don't have the same things. It's just weird. So she goes all nightmarization and she just gets mollywopped by the number 2 ranker. I mean, she's a number 2 fucking ranker. Like, we saw Dark deal with his man in like 1 second flat. So number 2 is supposed to be stronger than him, and number 1 is obviously stronger than both of them. So like, come on. Then we had Rock or Stone, sorry, and a Nightmare pulled up trying to coerce him like, "Yo, fight. We can give you the fight that you always wanted with Ethan, aka Hardcore Leveling Warrior, because we have him type shit and all that shit." And your man Stone is like, bro, just captures him immediately, puts him in a goddamn like hourglass type shit. Like it's basically like a dragon infused thing that keeps the nightmare inside, but the nightmare had switched bodies in the last second with like just a grunt, or a rook or whatever you want to call it, and escaped because that nightmare is like a high level tier. It's the one that's next to No Name all the time. But this chapter was super short. A lot of people are concerned about the author. Hopefully the author is okay, and if the author needs a break, maybe he should take another break. You know what I'm saying? I know he's only 60 chapters into season 2, but maybe he just needs some time to think about what he wants to do next, etc., etc. Also, it could just be a situation where the next chapter is going to be really long, so he made this one short because the next one has more information, etc., etc. So I'm looking forward to the next few chapters. I just can't wait. Looking like we're getting near the end of Nightmare because I just can't wait to be over with Nightmare. I talked about my last video. I don't want to be regurgitating and repeating myself over and over again. I don't think Nightmare is a great villain. I think that Giga is a much more introspective, more interesting villain, etc., etc. I think even like having the Elixir Guild and Yopi Land and all them being villains is far more interesting because we know these people, we know these characters. They have, they have motives. They're people. They have, you know what I'm saying. And again, the real world situations, all that shit. That's something that we're looking forward to seeing more of. But yeah. It's a super quick review. It's been your boy Supreme Chiha, Dead God. I hope this makes it before 12, and I'm out.